Hi, Dale Irvin here to bring you a summary of last night's Republican National Convention. Now, I watched the convention from the beginning and I flipped between the channels, but unlike last night, the first night I should say, when I went from CNN to Fox to PBS, last night I went from CNN to the White Sox game to America's Got Talent, back to the baseball game, and then back to the convention. So I may have possibly missed a speech or two, but in all likelihood, they were probably really bad anyhow. Here's how I saw the night. The night began with a video salute to Ron Paul, the candidate whose votes for the nomination were not allowed to be read yesterday, so I guess it was kind of a make-good for him. The first speaker was Mitch McConnell, the senator from Kentucky. He was the first to address the audience and possibly the worst speaker I've ever heard outside of Ozzy Osbourne. At least he broke the stereotype that people have of Republicans of stodgy old white guys. Our next speaker was Rand Paul, the other senator from Kentucky and the son of the lovable Ron Paul. He talked about the Tang family, who built their own donut shop, obviously from the money they made selling that orange-tasting powdered beverage named after them to NASA. Next came a video tribute to George W. Bush and his dad, George Herbert Walker Bush, as well as Laura and Barbara, and they all endorsed Mitt Romney, which was probably why their video was so much longer than Ron Paul's. The next speaker I saw was Senator John McCain. It was his 76th birthday yesterday, and the crowd wanted to sing happy birthday to him, but security drew the line, fearing that the birthday spankings might have been a bit too much. White Sox are currently leading 4-0. Back to the convention. Senator Rob Portman from Ohio was the next speaker I saw. He rallied on about Barack Obama, did everything except call him out for a fist fight on the White House lawn, which would have pulled huge ratings, not to mention big bucks on pay-per-view. Now the weather. Isaac is now downgraded to a tropical storm, but it's still dumping a lot of water on the area. Anderson Cooper is still extremely wet. Back to the convention. Tim Pawlenty, the governor of Minnesota, also tried his hand at stand-up comedy and quickly proved it's a lot harder than it looks. He had one good line when he said, "Barack Obama has failed us, but that's understandable. A lot of people fail at their first real job." That was good, but then he lapsed into more bad jokes and some maudlin family stories. Next speaker was Mike Huckabee, the former governor of Arkansas, and he said, "We can do better." And I thought, man, he hit the nail on the head, because at the time I was watching America's Got Talent, and I thought what those people need to do if they want to win is they need to do better. Back at the convention, next speaker I saw was Condoleezza Rice, the former Secretary of State, and she impressed me the most. Not just because of what she said, but she was the only speaker who worked without a teleprompter, and her speech was flawless. With that kind of ability, she could have won last night on America's Got Talent. Susana Martinez, as the governor of New Mexico, said she's the first Hispanic female governor in New Mexico's history, and she packs a .357 Magnum. This is what we know as a woman not to be messed with. Final score, White Sox win 8-1. Finally, Paul Ryan, the vice presidential nominee, was the headliner for the night, and he's the first Gen Xer to run for the on the presidential ticket. And he said that his iPod starts with AC/DC and ends with Zeppelin. And I can just picture him and Mitt rocking down the halls of the White House singing, "We're on a highway to hell." Then he got the audience on their feet by telling them that under somebody's seat is a red dot. And if Romney wins, that person with the red dot will be the new Secretary of the Interior. His best quote of the night, in my opinion, is when he said college graduates should not have to live with their parents in their childhood bedroom staring up at fading Obama posters. If your room is decorated with Obama posters, you got a lot more problems than being out of a job. Get a life first, the job will follow. Hey, that's it for day 2. Thursday's events at the convention are supposed to include a surprise speaker, but no word yet on who it will be. I'm hoping for AC/DC. See you then.